Hi, I'm Lee Iridium. Hope everyone's doing all right. So I'm going to look at ranking the tracks from the album. So we're up to an anniversary today. The classic, absolute classic Ratt, Out of the Cellar. 27th of March 1984, so 37 years old. Wow. So I was 13 when this came out. Yes, 13 when this actually came out. Absolutely mental. 36 minutes and 41 seconds long. Right for an album them days. Produced by Beau Hill on Atlantic Records. The classic lineup: Stephen Pearcy on lead vocals, Robin Crosby on lead and rhythm guitar, the late Robin Crosby, Warren DeMartini on lead and rhythm guitars, Juan Crucia on the bass, and Bobby Blotzer on the drums. So this album is fucking brilliant. So debut album proper, because they had an EP out before this. This is the proper first album. I absolutely love this album. This isn't my favourite Ratt album, by the way. Invasion or Privacy is my favourite Ratt album, but there's no denying this is very close behind it. Probably my second favourite Ratt album. I fucking love this album. This was been played all my life, this album, on and off, obviously a lot during the 80s, but still now I'll put it on in the car and I rock out to it. It's absolutely fantastic. Let's talk about the production first. Beau Hill. So I think this was the first time he was on, produced a Ratt album, and he went on to produce a lot more. And it's sort of like a signature sound for Ratt. They had that particular sound, and it was one of the best productions I've heard from a band in them 80s, in the 80s period. They had a fantastic production on their albums. Absolutely brilliant. Everything was so clear, the clarity of it, a lot better than some of the fucking production you get these days. I absolutely love the production on their albums. I think it even took a step up from this one to Invasion, if you ask me. But this is still an absolutely brilliant production. Great album cover. Tawny Kitaen, I think, was on the front of this, on her, you know, bending over on her hands and knees. Quite a nice album cover, that. What I love about Ratt is they were different than anyone else. Their sound, you knew straight away it was Ratt. One, mainly because of Stephen Pearcy's voice. That was just like so different at the time, when everyone was like singing high and as high as they could get. He had that real gritty, rough, but sleazy vocal, and he looked different than anyone else as well. Absolutely love Stephen Pearcy. I think he's a great singer, and he's fitted the Ratt sound perfectly. And also, they were brilliant musicians. Let's not forget, although they had these hits that were out, well-known songs, they were brilliant musicians. The two guitarists were just amazing. The way they went in and out of twin lead guitar solos, they were two of the best guitarists around. Easy, really underrated as well. So, Out of the Cellar, absolutely love it. There's one other thing I love about Ratt, and they used to do it more at the beginning. This album, Invasion especially, and probably the next couple, their backing vocals, I love their backing vocals. They were completely different. They were sort of like shouting out. It's like singing. It was strange. I can't explain it. It was like they would sort of come out in after the actual chorus, or after, say, a certain word. They would sort of repeat it, but sort of a shout it out sort of backing vocals. Quite, you know, if you think about it, really sort of different at the time. Amazing. I just don't, there's no other band that did backing vocals like them. You had all these amazing backing vocals, didn't you, like Def Leppard and that through the 80s. But Ratt, they had a different type of backing vocals. They approached things differently. Absolutely love Ratt. Here we go anyway, Ratt Out of the Cellar. This is ranking the album tracks. I absolutely love every track on this album. This is hard, but there are definitely weaker tracks on it. So that's why I'm doing this. It's 10 tracks to talk about, and we're going to start off with track 10, She Wants Money. So I like the song, a good rocker. I don't think Ratt really shine on their faster tracks. They did some good ones later on in their career, but I think that they are their best when they're sort of doing their slow, even slow to medium pace sort of songs. I think that's where they really shine. Their rockers are not so good, but what this did do though, it broke the album up. I think there was a lot of variation on this album compared to Invasion. Even though it's my favourite Ratt album, I think that they didn't vary the songs as much as they did on this debut album. I think it was a lot more varied. So that's a really good thing. She Wants Money's my number 10. Coming in at number 9, another rocker. So I'm Insane, second to last song on the album. It's fun. It's a fun song. I don't, like I said, I don't dislike any of these songs. I'm Insane is a bit generic. Like I said, it's good rock. I've got Chucky over there, just peeking his head round the corner. But Thanks Got to Come, bottom of the list. I'm Insane comes at number 9. So we go to number 8. This might be a bit of a surprise to some people, but I know it's a brilliant song. I think it's just, I've played it. I can't even imagine how many times I've heard this song, Round and Round. Love it, by the way. Absolutely love the song. It's their signature song. You know, it's even on adverts. It's just like mental. They've done really well out of it, and I'm really happy for Ratt how they've done. I think this is their most successful album as well, I believe, without quoting. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it is. But God, it's overplayed, this song. It really is, but it's still brilliant. It's still got a really catchy chorus. You can't deny that. Amazing twin lead work on this solo. Nearly the whole solo is like twin lead. It's absolutely amazing. But that's my number 8, is Round and Round. My number 7, You're in Trouble. So this wasn't one of my favourite songs, like especially when I first had this album, I think back in the 80s. I haven't got the album anymore. It's a fucker, innit? But this was one of my least favourite songs on the album. I don't know why. But I actually have grown to really love this one. It's sort of a bit different, sort of driven by the bass. You know, it was right at the beginning, over those first verses, it's just bass and drums and Stephen Pearcy. Love the chorus though, simple but really effective, as in a lot of the Ratt stuff was. You're in Trouble is my number 7. Coming in at number 6, the last song on the album. I love this song, Scene of the Crime. So great last track, a bit less commercial, I'd say, than the rest of the album. This one stuck on the end of the album, probably why perhaps the band thought, you know, it's not one of the hits as such, just put it on the end of the album. But I think it's really strong. I think it's a really strong way to end the album. I absolutely love it. It does sound a bit different than some of the rest of the album, like I said, a lot less commercial, but absolutely fantastic song. I absolutely love it. Scene of the Crime. Okay, moving in at number 5, and a single, I think it was the 3rd single of the album, Lack of Communication. So you can't get a catchier song than this. This is absolutely brilliant. I love the way that Pearcy's vocals sort of overlay the lack of communication. No one else is to blame. And then it goes, lack of. The way he overlaps, it just makes it extra catchy. Absolutely love it. Lack of Communication is fantastic. That's my number 5. In at number 4, Back for More. So this is another track that's played a hell of a lot. So this is redone from the original EP. Much better version in my opinion. Production wise, the arrangements are better. I absolutely love this song. It's sort of it's a bit like where the fast songs break it up. This is another sort of different mood for a song for this album. This is where they really do vary. It's almost a ballad, but not quite, a bit too heavy for a ballad. Love the way they played with the clean guitar, you know, at the beginning, and the chords crashing in. I absolutely love this song, a class song, absolutely brilliant. Back for More is my number 4. We go number 3 now, and Wanted Man. Oh man, what a track. This has got such a cool vibe to this song. Love the weird like effect at the beginning. I think it's a drum effect before you actually lead into the song. And that riff, one of the coolest riffs you ever hear. Ratt, they sort of personify coolness, don't they? They are like the sleazy cool band, and that riff just about sums it up. Love the video as well. I think it was like a Western cowboy sort of video. Love the lyrics. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic song, Wanted Man. And that leaves 2 tracks, and these are more deeper cuts. I absolutely love the deeper cuts on this album. I always have done though. Coming in at number 2, In Your Direction. Brilliant, brilliant deeper cut. Such a cool groove and riff on this one. Like I said before, this sort of was another song that sort of brought out the coolness of listening to. You can imagine just cruising when you was younger, cruising along with this blaring out on your stereo in your car. They are just like amazing. Such a cool band to listen to. In Your Direction comes in at number 2. And that only leaves number 1. So another deeper cut, always been my favourite song off this album, The Morning After. What a great riff. Underrated song, completely underrated. I love it when the solo kicks in, when it sort of almost stops the song and that guitar comes in. It's always been one of my favourite Ratt songs. It always has. The Morning After is absolutely superb and definitely deserves to be number 1 for my track ranking. There you go, an anniversary, absolutely amazing anniversary. Like I said, 37 years, did I say? 37 years, man, absolutely mental. Let me know how you rank these tracks. Put in the comments below, 10-1 if you want to. What did you think of my ranking? Probably a complete arsehole, wasn't I? But there you go. It's only opinion. Happy anniversary to Ratt Out of the Cellar, and I'll see you next time.